Thank you so much for joining me today. You're going to learn all about layers in the Procreate app in this video, how to increase and decrease the opacity, how to add new layers, how to even know how many layers you can add to your canvas because it varies depending on your canvas size. You'll get to learn a little bit about alpha lock and how to use that, naming your layers and where to position them for various things, how to group them and how to merge them. I just wanted to warn you a little bit though in this video that I did speed it up ever so slightly because I have been a little nasally and congested with the weather being as crazy as it has been. So you can hear that in my voice. You can actually hear it as I breathe. So I did speed that up to try to knock that out as best as possible. So let's get to it.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining me today. We are going to be learning about layers, all about layers in Procreate, while drawing a cute little sunshine sticker. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to go ahead and get a new canvas up. For my sticker sheets, for the sheets, I usually use the 4.25 by 6 inch, but this one, I'm going to actually use what I've programmed as the Instagram side. That way, if you want to share it on Instagram, you can do that instead of turning it into an actual sticker, printing it out and cutting it. So we're going to use this. I have it as 3000 by 3000 pixels. That is my Instagram size that I use. And I'm going to go ahead and pick the HB pencil. This is the one that I like. You can choose whichever pencil you enjoy. And we're going to start out with the color black. Now, this is our first layer. If you notice, this is layer 1. This is the background. I'm going to go ahead and name this layer the sketch layer. So it's good to get in the habit of labeling these layers so that you know, especially if you're working in tons and tons of layers, the more detailed you kind of get into your artwork, it's nice to know where these layers are instead of having to like touch on each one and figure it out. The amount of layers you can have will depend on the size of your canvas, and it tells you that when you set your canvas size at the very beginning, how many layers it will hold. It's also in the canvas information over here. So if you click on the wrench, go to canvas, and then canvas information, it tells you how many pixels everything is. It tells you layers available on this Instagram size. I have 54 layers available to me. So far, I've only used one. It gives you all kind of really neat statistics and information about your canvases that you're working in or going to be working in. So let's start out with our sketch layer. We're just going to draw some circles, but don't hold it there to make it pop into the right shape. Like I said, we're learning. So we drew a couple of circles here. Now what I want to do is if I want to take the opacity down so that it lightens it up, just so I can barely see it here. And then I'm going to click on this arrow here, shrink the size, and move it off to the side. Now I'm going to sketch again. So if I was going to sit here and practice like drawing heads, faces, those kind of things, it's nice to be able to sketch and just take it over, sketch and take it over. So this one, I'm going to leave this as layer 2 and I'll show you why. Let's go ahead and draw another circle. I'm going to press a little bit harder here, get a little bit darker. Okay, I've practiced here, I've warmed up. I'm going to take the opacity down. I'm going to shrink its size and I'm going to move it over here. Now I could go ahead and do another layer. What I want to do is I want to show you what happens when you merge down. See, these are on separate layers at the moment, which means I can move them individually. But when I merge them down, this joins them together. So now I can move them and stretch them out together. So that's what happens when you join or merge down the layers. So let's go ahead and do another one. See, this frees up another layer because you have now joined them into one. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to draw another circle. And we're just going to leave this one. This one's going to be our actual sunshine circle. And I'm going to go ahead and make my little spokes or my rays, however you want to say that. And I'm just drawing these little lines across from each other. And I'm going to add some at various lengths. Okay, so now we have our sunshine circle. Now, what I like to do, working in layers, let's go ahead and name this one. This one is our sun. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to grab another layer, and this one's going to be the colors. So now working from here, I'm going to go into airbrushing, and I'm going to pick the soft airbrush. I really like that one. And then I'm going to pick my yellow that I plan to use, and I'm going to go with this light little yellow. You can pick any yellow that speaks to you, whatever you like. Now, you can go, at this point, let's say you can just color on top. I don't like to color on top because I get kind of messy when I color, and whoop, I can go outside of those lines pretty easily or cover them up. And we want to be able to see these lines. So what you can do is actually hold this and move it down to go behind the sun. And now you see this top layer is the sun, so we get to see those detailed sketches. So I'm undoing this so that I can start my color again without having to erase. And I'm going to circle around, and I'm going to hold it, let it pop into that perfect circle. Edit my shape here. If I want to, I can shrink it down, expand it out. I'm going to shrink it down just a little, not a whole lot. There we go. I think I like right there. Perfect. Okay. And then I'm just going to color drop and fill that in. Now I'll take that same and just go through with my little rays here. Alright, so at this point, I did have a little bit of a mess up here. I'm going to go ahead and erase that ever so slightly. There we go. Now, so we have our color set, but let's say that I want to add a little bit of shading. So what I can do is I can take this here, tap it, turn on my alpha lock, and you'll see the little checker pattern in the back. This allows me to color only on this without getting anything else. So we're going to go a little bit darker with our yellow, just a tad bit. And you see I can go all the way out here, and it's not going to do anything. It's going to just allow me to only color into whatever I locked into alpha lock. So I'm going to just lighten this up some. There we go. Give it a nice little kind of tint there. You can do it all the way around. You can do it however you like. I just wanted to add that little bit of detail there to show you how the alpha lock works. Now we can go ahead and turn that off because we are done with that. We got our shading done. It is part of that layer at this point. And let's go ahead and add some words. Now you can use the text option, but for this, let's go ahead and just use our own handwriting because we want it to be kind of this sketchy, cool little picture. And I'm going to use, I think I'm going to go ahead and go with the Procreate pencil. All right, and then I'm going to turn it back to black. And we're going to put in here, you are my sunshine. So I was going to do you are my here and then sunshine down here. So let's go ahead and write that in any way that you like. Let me make sure I'm on a new layer. I am. Perfect. And we're not looking for perfection. We want it to be cutesy and just more natural. So I'm going to turn it a little bit here because I do tend to angle. All right, and so now we're just kind of roughly sketch in how you want sunshine to look. All right, and then let's go ahead and get even more creative with it, and we're going to add some eyes here and here, line across, and let's go ahead and color in those cute little eyes. I'm going to leave it with the pencil to kind of keep that same look going. Now we could do this on the other layer, which wouldn't be bad, but I just left it on this layer. And then here we're going to draw a small little mouth right about here. Cute little face. And then let's go ahead and let's go back to the airbrush, the soft airbrush. And let's go ahead and choose a nice little red color. And I'm thinking maybe we add in some little heart, whoop, that might be too big. There we go, let's take it down. Heart blushed cheeks. There we go. And now we have our sticker. So if you like it and you want to leave it the way it is in the separate layers, you can do that. Here, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take our sketch one. Now, you can uncheck this and take it away. It makes things invisible when you uncheck this. You can hold and it unchecks them all, or you can hold and it rechecks them. We're going to go ahead and just delete our sketch layer since there was nothing really special involved with that. We can take this layer and hold it, and it slid it up, and it formed a new group. So therefore, the two layers are separate, so I can work in them separately, but they are listed as a new group, which means I can still kind of function them the way that I want to, but they kind of save a little more space. So we can group them together. So if you were working on a person and an intricate background, you could group together all the stuff that was involving the person. So like the face, the lips, the hair, the clothes, all that stuff. You can kind of group them together. We are now working on a sticker. We're going to go ahead and remove this background layer so that we can finish this up. We're going to click on white because I usually use white for my backgrounds and my stickers. And this time we're going to choose the hard airbrush. And make sure that we're working on the layer and have moved it to the back. So we want this layer at the very bottom because we want it behind everything. And then what I like to do is go through and kind of act like I'm outlining the entire sticker. So tracing around almost of the image that I have created so that the white line is almost even around everything, except that one. And so we're going to take our time. We're going to go around that so that we can have this sticker. And when it cuts out, it will be this little white edge around it. It'll look good though, and you don't have to worry about it cutting into the sticker image or anything like that. Now, the other thing that you want to keep in mind as you're doing this, if you decide to make this into a sticker, is that you want to take all of this, get this to disappear, like we talked about, and fill this completely in. Make sure there's no little cuts like this. If there's slits like that in there, your Cricut or Silhouette, whatever you use, will register that, and it will cut that tiny little space out. And you don't want that because this is the image that your Cricut or Silhouette will actually use, this piece right here. It doesn't really register the actual image per se. All right, and so now you have made your sticker. If you want to print it out, just make sure that the background color is transparent. At this point, you would save it as a PNG file. Over here, if you press the wrench, you can hit share, and then you would tap as PNG and send it wherever you are going to send it, to your phone, to your computer, however you want to do that. And there we go. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you found this tutorial on layers helpful. Bye, everybody.